The Walking Dead Dead City Season 2 is set to be released later this year, but according to Lauren Cohen, it almost never happened. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. We've seen the Walking Dead spin-offs, we've seen Daryl Dixon, we've seen The Ones Who Live, and we've also seen Dead City. But according to Lauren Cohen, Dead City almost didn't happen, and AMC's Walking Dead runner Scott Gimple had other ideas for her character and also the character of Negan. So BuzzFeed was speaking with Lauren Cohen, and she said that the original plan was for Dead City to never exist, and they were going to extend the original Walking Dead from season 11 all the way to season 15. Lauren Cohen says that Scott Gimple's plan was with Rick leaving the show, Michonne leaving the show, and Daryl leaving the show, that herself and Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who plays Negan, they were going to be the two lead characters, and it was going to go an extra 4 seasons from season 12 to season 15. Now, we've got a little bit of the article here. Let's get some quotes up for what she said to BuzzFeed. So she said, quote, "Before I even went back to The Walking Dead at the end of Season 10, Scott Gimple had asked me about my interest in either coming back on the show or doing a different show. Originally, what they ended up deciding to do was have me come back on the show and then have Jeffrey Dean Morgan and I take over. At the time, Norman Reedus was going to leave, Andy Lincoln was going to leave, and Danny Gurria had left. We were going to go into Season 11 and do 4 more years with the show, with Jeff and I kind of remaining on The Walking Dead. Ellie Jorn, our showrunner, who had done some stuff on The Walking Dead in the time that I was gone, pitched me the outline for Dead City, and it was so cool and exciting. It sounded like a really good maturation of the characters and the story, and a different type of storytelling. It offered a deeper exploration of the core characters, which was really exciting, I think, for both Jeff and I." End of quote. So there you go. Lauren Cohen saying that originally her and Negan were supposed to become 1 and 2 in the original Walking Dead. They were going to be the 2 focus points, the 2 main characters, the 2 characters that the show was basically centered around. We would somehow get a season 12, season 13, season 14, season 15, with the show ending after season 15. Dead City would never have happened. Dead City then got pitched. They decided that they were going to go with Dead City. That would have took Maggie and Negan away from the original Walking Dead. So therefore, you wouldn't have had those 2. You wouldn't have had Daryl. You wouldn't have had Rick. You wouldn't have had Michonne. At this point, who would you have had? Maybe Carol. And obviously, AMC and The Walking Dead decided to end the show after 11 seasons. What's your thoughts on that?
I'm glad they didn't do that. I mean, I was never a fan of The Walking Dead the later seasons, but holy moly. Imagine it went another 4 seasons. I think how much you would look back on it, as much worse it would be. I mean, you'd be literally looking like, there's been like double digits of seasons where it went downhill. And also, Maggie, if she's talking about how they didn't even know they were going to get a season 2 of this, then how do you think you were going to get 4 seasons out of it then, in the original Walking Dead show? I mean, come on. There's nowhere near, Maggie and Jeffrey Dean Morgan are nowhere near, well, I know I just named an actor and a character there, but they're nowhere near good enough, right, to carry The Walking Dead for 4 seasons. I'm sorry. I mean, I would even argue Rick's not even good. The show is done. Call it quits. I actually think the spin-off idea was a good idea. What I would say is, I think they should have ended The Walking Dead a couple of seasons prior. I even think 11 seasons was far too long.
Yeah, I think Dead City was a better option. I think just more people care about it. The fact that it's a new show, it gets people excited. It's a new show, new character, new story, new direction. I don't think Dead City has the same sort of hype and the same sort of impact if you just automatically begin it on season 12.
No,
it would just feel like a different arc, but on the same show. I think by changing it and actually giving it its own show, you're propelling it. You know, you're giving it a boost. You're giving it a real chance to be successful. You're giving an opportunity for maybe fans that have left the series and decided, you know what, this show sucks now, I don't want to watch it. By bringing out a new show, you're giving it a new opportunity to thrive. And to me, by the time we got to season 11 of The Walking Dead, it was almost done, you know, like nobody was really watching it anymore. People were kind of wanting it to come to an end. So yeah, I agree. I think starting a new show is always the best way to go. I mean, and then you're talking about 4 seasons. Dead City season 1 was 6 episodes. I mean, if Maggie and Negan if they continued The Walking Dead, season 12 would have been, at that stage they were doing 24 episode seasons. Do they really need 24 episodes? We're talking nearly 100 episodes of Maggie and Negan. How would that have worked?
Yeah, I mean, they'd be giving them more episodes and way more than most shows get. I mean, come on, there's no need for that. Way no need for that. My new show was definitely the correct way to go. I mean, there's so many franchises out there that have did different spin-offs. I mean, I'm watching Power at the minute, right? And there's a load of, I mean, they're doing a 4th spin-off of that. See, trying to cram all these spin-offs into one, it doesn't work. It's like Mayans and Sons, Better Call Saul. It's so much better just to create a brand new show. It's like, see when you hear a show going 15 seasons, it sounds like a mess. It's like Supernatural.
I don't think any shows ever went into double digits and continued being a good show. Most people that are watching it at that point are just watching out of loyalty because they've been big fans throughout the beginning.
Yeah.
I can't think of a top quality tier show that has got into double figures and been considered great. Normally, by the time you get to double figures, you're just milking it. And I do think The Walking Dead was being milked like a cow for the last couple of seasons, so God knows how bad it would have got had they went an extra 4 seasons and went to 15. Plus, like I said, at that point they were doing 24 episode seasons, so you're talking another 96 episodes. It's a lot. It's too much.
It's no good enough. That's what it is. I mean, Kim Coates though, he's keeping my interest alive in season 2. I'll tell you that.
Yes, but I think you're more interested about Kim Coates in a new show rather than you'd be if he just got added to.
No, absolutely.
Like, what would you rather, Kim Coates in a brand new Walking Dead show, or Kim Coates being added to season 9 of Fear the Walking Dead?
Well,
you know, at that point, like, no one wants to see
It's the same with Ryan Hurst. It's like, would it not been much better if he was added to like Fear to start it, rather than coming in at like this beta again, being called beta? It's like, Kim, yeah, you're right, man. See these big actors you're bringing in, it needs to be for a main.
They should be the beginning of the show.
It needs to be a main role, like what Negan got. Or it needs to be like an OG character for the get-go. And that's what it is. I mean, at least with Dead City, that's what they have done. It's better to come in a season 2 than season 15.
Yeah, anyway, guys, there you go. I think they made the correct decision going with Dead City over Walking Dead seasons 12 to 15. I don't think anybody wanted to see that. Brand new show, new vibe. I mean, how would the location have worked? Would they have went to, if the original Walking Dead stayed, I don't think they would have done what they did. I don't think they would have went to Manhattan. It would have probably just been 4 more seasons walking about the woods with shitey low budget. And maybe like 12 out of the 16 seasons or 20 out of the 24 seasons would have been filler. And you might have got maybe a couple of decent episodes. So I think they made the correct decision going with the spin-offs. I think the spin-offs breed a bit of new life into the series. Whereas, I mean, the original show had just run its course. Anyway, guys, that's it. Till next time. Peace.